I'm delighted to welcome Fodhla Cronin O'Reilly to the 14th Shanghai Student Film Festival. Fodhla is the producer of Lady Macbeth, which was the winner of many awards at film festivals across the world a few years ago, and Ammonite with Kate Winslet and Saoirse Ronan, which has also been nominated for a slew of awards this year. Fodhla also made the Oscar-nominated animated film Head Over Heels and was awarded the BFI Vision Award in 2019 and the BAFTA Breakthrough Brit Award in 2020. So thank you so much for talking to us.
Thanks, Simon.
So what got you interested in film in the first place and actually having a career in it?
Well, I grew up in a very small fishing village in Ireland, and there weren't many things to do in that village. So I gravitated towards film. So I was watching film constantly and fell madly in love with the form. I never thought I would get the opportunity to work in film, never. It was very much a dream for a long time until somehow via friends of friends, I was given the opportunity to work on a film set as a special effects trainee. And when I did that and saw how film was made via all these various different aspects, writing, directing, producing, cinematography, production design, and film was the culmination of all of those elements. I found that so exciting. Eventually I realized producing was the power behind that and bringing all those forces together. And so then I focused on trying to figure out how to get into producing. So I did a degree in film production, then eventually I did a master's in producing, and I guess that's how I ended up producing.
So the job of a producer, I think, can vary quite greatly from film to film. Could you talk me through what you actually do? I mean, for example, on Lady Macbeth, what did the job entail?
Yeah, it does vary project to project. On Lady Macbeth, I was very much one of the instigators of the project. So I and the director and the writer worked together on an idea because we knew we wanted to make a film together. And so we started working on an idea, a seed idea that Alice Birch, the writer, had. We developed a treatment and then developed the screenplay. And then during the course of that time, it was my responsibility to figure out how to fund the screenplay and then eventually fund the production. So I was responsible for securing the financing. I was responsible for bringing on our team members, working closely with the director and writer in essentially facilitating their vision, our vision for the project, figuring out the project with the core team, and then bringing on the right collaborators, the various different HODs that we need, the production designer, the cinematographer, costume designer, editor. You know, the team is what makes the film and the script.
And a great
it's really cool.
I mean, that's one of my favorite films I saw last year. I know it came out a few years earlier. I'm generally about 2 years behind watching new films in China, but I absolutely love it. I thought it was a brilliant film, brilliantly acted, with an amazing look to it, and sound as well. The very sparse soundtrack, but really good Foley. It reminded me of Portrait of a Lady on Fire, which was the other film I saw last year that I really
brilliant. No, that's very kind. I'm very proud of that film, and I very much I take pride in how it was made. In terms of debuts, it was such a special one for us. yeah, a lot of love went into it.
And are you there on set while it's being made? Or is your job more
Yes.
in the background, phoning people and getting finance, or you're actually there hands-on?
I try and be involved in every aspect. So yes, I'm there on set. I'm there in the background if needed. Luckily, I didn't have to make any calls during the shoot to financiers for additional finance. Luckily, our financing was secure before we started shooting. So that took the pressure off, and we could very much focus on the making of the film. So we're very grateful to our financiers for giving us that freedom and support. But yeah, no, I do like to get involved in all aspects of producing. I'm quite hands-on in that way, and but I have a great team who support me. I work with some really fantastic executive producers and line producers and associate producers. And there's a whole, there's a team of people there to support the production.
And
Necessary.
Was it very different on Ammonite, where you were more of a team of producers with you were working with Ian Canning, weren't you, who did The King's Speech?
Yeah.
Ryan, and it's obviously very experienced.
Yeah, I mean, it was I loved working with Ian and Emil at CISO. They are producers I've admired for many years, and when given the opportunity to work with them, you say yes straight away. They're incredible. But it was definitely a new experience for me to work with other producers, and like anything, it takes time to figure out each other's groove and who would be responsible for what. And given the scale of Ammonite, it was great to have multiple producers on the project instead of solely one. So my responsibility, I was very much the producer on the ground on that project, and working closely with the director and the HODs and the line producer. And yeah, it worked very well, I think.
I've not seen it yet. I'm very much looking forward to it. Were there any challenges working with such huge stars as Kate Winslet and Saoirse Ronan, who are both fabulous actors, but they're also very much, I feel, A-list Hollywood? I wasn't meaning, are they difficult people? I was thinking more of the logistical side.
Oh, no, of course. I mean, Kate and Saoirse are just, they're incredible. But yeah, in terms of, it is Kate and Saoirse, and people were keen to get a glance. And so, yeah, we did have quite a lot of paparazzi and crowd. So managing that was challenging, I guess. And yeah, it's about safeguarding the people they're interested in, but also trying to safeguard the production for the paparazzi and crowd not to be a disruptive force.
Were there any intimate moments that you had to get some bouncers to move everyone away to give the actors more room to act and not be distracted?
For the more intimate moments, I mean, those are closed sets, so only a certain amount of people are allowed on the set when those scenes are being shot. We were maybe going to shoot an intimate scene on a beach, and beaches are problematic because they're open to the public. They're open to paparazzi then, and we, because of the attention we were garnering, we knew it was going to be an issue, and we needed to figure out how to safeguard Kate and Saoirse. So we sourced a private beach that could only be accessed via water, and so it made it impossible for the paparazzi to follow us. to track us down. And we kept the location of that beach confidential, so none of our team knew where it was till the very last minute, and that was just another safety measure, well, just to make sure we were able to protect them.
And is that part of your job, actually finding, obviously you're not the location scout, but finding things like that to make sure that the actors are undisturbed? Does that fall under the producer's remit?
Yeah, I mean, it's a team effort thinking through the challenges for sure. But yeah, no, it's very much a part of the producer's job, thinking through solutions and hopefully coming up with solutions that work. But yeah, again, it's very much a team effort. It's never done in isolation. Yeah.
Did you learn much about fossils? Are you now going to be going back to Lyme Regis with your little hammer?
I learned a bit for sure. I did, and Francis's process is fascinating in that he very much delves into the minutiae of it, of the world in which we're depicting. So yeah, we did learn quite a bit about fossiling. Kate learned a huge amount about fossiling. She spent a couple of weeks on the beaches in Lyme fossiling with a geologist. So she probably, out of everyone, knows the most about fossiling. And at one point actually found a fully formed Ammonite.
Wow.
She actually found it. Yeah, it was incredible. She found it while she was shooting a scene, and she couldn't express her excitement of finding the Ammonite during the scene because she would have broken character. And then after Francis called cut, she literally leaps for joy, because it's really exciting finding a fossil. But yeah, she was extremely happy. Fair play to her.
Were there any other, Graham, what are your best or funniest experiences that you've had working on films? And that sounds
dear God.
But
there's loads. I mean, I love what I do, and I'm working on a project at the moment which hasn't been announced yet, but I'm on the ground with the directors and the writer, and yeah, I love this time where it's exciting. Other members of our team are joining us on the ground, and you spend years trying to get a film off the ground, and then when you're so close to the shoot, there's just sort of a period where you feel immensely grateful, especially during a pandemic, to have the opportunity to work and also to make your film and the film that you've been making for many years. So it's, at the moment, it's such a special thing to be a part of it, for sure. Yeah, it is about the people, and the people on this project are very special.
Well, that was going to be one of my questions. What are you doing next? But it sounds like you need to keep that under wraps for now. Is that right?
For now, yeah. But yeah, it's something I've been working on for many years, and it's just it's great to be working.
Yes.
We're in a very privileged position right now to actually be working, and we do not take that for granted, not at all.
What advice do you have for young filmmakers?
Just make something, I guess. It's amazing technology these days. You can shoot a feature film on an iPhone if you wanted. So yeah, my recommendation is to just get out and start making and learning, and try and do that with friends. Because yeah, the greatest thing is to create with the people you love. So that's what I recommend.
I'm with you. So the next step from there with you found was actually deciding which area to get into and study it? Yeah.
For me anyway, I was able to figure out what aspect of filmmaking I wanted to get into after I started making films. I'm not sure I would have come to that conclusion without having some practical experience. So again, that's another reason why I recommend just getting out, making something and testing the different areas, and seeing what actually thrills you.
Yes.
And then, take it from there.
Did you think you might want to continue working in animation after Head Over Heels was nominated for an Oscar? And I believe you actually made that while you were at college, is that right?
Yeah, I did. It was my grad film and I loved it. I loved learning about animation. The stop motion animation. But I guess I think live action excites me more, I guess, because in animation, everything and anything is possible. You can figure it out. I didn't find it all that challenging, but with live action, not everything is possible. But I don't want to try and make it possible. So I very much enjoy the process of working through challenges. So live action, I was more drawn to live action because of that.
Good. Well, wonderful. Thank you so much, Fodhla. It's
You're welcome.
lovely chatting to you.
I hope it was helpful. Yeah, I hope it was helpful. Thank you. Bye. Good luck with everything.